Okay, we are going to do mean, variance, and standard deviation for a binomial distribution. So the mean, mu, is going to be n times p. The variance, sigma squared, is n times p times q. And the standard deviation, sigma, is going to be the square root of the variance, as it's been. So let's do an example. So in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, about 56% of the days of the year are cloudy. We're going to find the mean, variance, and standard deviation for the number of cloudy days during the month of June. Remember, June has 30 days. We're going to interpret the results and determine any unusual values. So in this example, since there are 30 days in June, the n is 30 because we're going to look for the number of cloudy days during the month of June. So this 30 days. P is 0.56 because the probability of it being cloudy is 0.56. And so probability of failure, which means not cloudy, is 0.44. So the mean mu is just n times p. Our n is 30. Our p is 0.56. So we get 16.8. Our variance, sigma squared, is n times p times q. So we're going to multiply our n, which is 30, our p, which is 0.56, times our q, which is 0.44. Multiply those, we get 7.4. And then we're going to find our standard deviation. And our standard deviation is the square root of the variance. So we're going to square root our 7.4 to get 2.7. So now, with those values, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about our interpretation. So from this, on average, we can say that since the mean was 16.8, on average there's 16.8 cloudy days during the month of June. The standard deviation was 2.7 days. So the values that are more than 2 standard deviations from the mean are considered unusual. So if the mean was 16.8, we're going to subtract 2 standard deviations, and we get 11.7. Which means a June with 11.7 cloudy days or fewer would be unusual. And then if you want to do 2 standard deviations above the mean was 16.8 plus 2 standard deviations above the mean would be 22.2. So in a June with 23 cloudy days or more would also be unusual. So it would be normal to have between 11 and 23 cloudy days in June, but if you had less than 11 or more than 23, because those values were more than your 2 standard deviations from the mean, that would be unusual. So here we're taking unusual to be more than 2 standard deviations from the mean. Okay, so in section 4.2, we determined if a probabilities experiment is binomial experiment. We had those criteria fulfilled. We found the binomial probabilities using the binomial probability formula. Then we used our calculator technology, and we also used the table in the back of our book. We used those to graph a binomial distribution, which was our histogram, and then we just found the mean, variance, and standard deviation. Okay, that would be all.